So, you wrote the book Thrive, applying biblical and quantum energy principles to live a transformed life. How did you become a writer, and what was the inspiration and intention of writing this book?
I have always felt I was supposed to write books at some point. I enjoy writing. The first book I wrote was A Believer's Guide to the Law of Attraction. Thrive is a rewrite, but it's 8 years later with a lot more experience and stories and about 50% more content. So I really felt like around 2012, I was beginning to get all these downloads about quantum physics and how it aligned with scripture. As somebody who's been in healing for many years, I think one of my biggest heartaches is even in the church, which has been the bulk of my experience, I see just as much depression, anxiety, addiction as I do in the world. I worked with sex addicts for many years, or the spouses of sex addicts. I was married to a sex addict. And so, in my experience, I've just been disheartened that, as I said earlier, I believe our purpose here is to walk as sons. And I just didn't see a lot of Christians with a lot of joy and victory and transformation in their life. And so, my mission has always been like, God's not broken. There's something we're missing. And I've always been looking for solutions to get people well, help people get well, especially working in the addiction field. It's a very low recovery rate. So I just felt like God was giving me these downloads about the law of attraction and these quantum physics principles. It was kind of everywhere I turned. The principles were the same things I knew to be true from scripture, just worded slightly differently. Let me give you an example. Philippians 4:8 says, whatever things are true, noble, just, praiseworthy, good report, virtuous, think on these things. That's a great scripture, but I didn't know anybody who actually intentionally practiced that. Okay, all day long, I'm only going to think on positive things. I'm not going to think about anything negative. I'm just, nobody does that, right? So the more I understood in quantum physics, the power of intention, the power of our thoughts to manifest things, all of a sudden that script took on a whole different level of importance. I was like, oh, okay, so Jesus and Paul were like the quintessential quantum physicists. They were trying to teach us these universal principles, and we just didn't get it because we didn't understand how important it is. It's always about the why. Why would I do that? Why would I spend so much time just focusing on positive things? That didn't make sense to me. But now it does. So now I have another level of reason, because now I understand that whatever I think about potentially manifests, or my thoughts are powerful and they transmit signals outside of me. And so it gave me a whole different motivation to be mindful. So that was what kind of started coming together for me. And I thought, these are tools for myself and my own healing and the rest of the world that aren't being applied.